Yo, it's Claressa Shields, the GWOAT, right here, today. Hey, yo, where your likes at? Where your likes at? Why you ain't liking? Where you subscribing at? Y'all better subscribe and like the Triple V, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that's right, y'all better recognize the Triple B is the GOAT of YouTube boxing and trolling and Corey inspection. Anyway, y'all better listen to Claressa Shields, y'all likes, because likes don't cost nothing. Don't cost nothing. Anyway, so I was, I was looking. I mean, it's pathetic, right? These days, you got most of the boxing news of tweets, and it's just grim, man. You know what? I'm on the old school back. I mean, I like the way they got so much more boxing on TV and stuff, but still, anyway. So the alleged GWOAT, yeah. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, obviously, for obvious reasons. I mean, it's just whack. Who cares anyway? GWOAT. Anyway, so Claressa Shields dropped something like tweet. Yo, I delayed, no denied, October 15th. I'm going to make Marshall call me daddy. Now, firstly, what do you mean I delayed, no denied, October 15th? I don't know what. She's been accused of not coming over for that fight. I mean, I'm not interested enough to follow the conversation, but it was quite weird. She's going to make Savannah Marshall call me daddy. I mean, what's going on here? It's a bit creepy, isn't it? I mean, you're talking about, it will boil down to this stupid kind of juvenile stuff, I'm talking about genitals and so on. But it does make you think. I mean, Claressa, she's got a deep voice. I mean, I don't know, man. I think Tyson Fury, needs to get over there and do a Corey inspection. Find out what the Corey status is on Marshall. Has she got one? And if so, what is the girth and length of the Corey? All right? Anyway, right? So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But firstly, I'm going to say thanks to a couple of peeps, y'all. So I had my boy Marquise give me a $10, what's it called? Super thanks, which is good. So I got to recognize that for real. Yeah, so Marquise goes, thanks for the great content to the master of disguise, Triple B. Keep up the good work exposing the clowns in the heavyweight division especially. You know that's going to carry on. Thanks so much for your thanks and love. Then also, I've mentioned this before, but my boy Dank Colonel on Cash App during a live, gave the Triple B, on pound Bengo G14, gave me £5 and a nice message, on the super chat. And his message was Corey related. His message was Corey related. Dank Colonel, I think is the Abbey. Yeah, my boy sent me £5 for exposing all the Corey business in boxing. And it's a big part of Triple B's work. Exposing the sickness. Anyway, thanks, y'all. Obviously, I'm very happy now. But before I start to talk about Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall and the associated Corey business, So Triple B went on walkabout. I mean, I've been on walkabout for weeks. I can't remember, yo. It's the first time in weeks that I've left my mother's basement, which is where I live, according to Spencer Firon, who seems to have ducked down, including his what's it called? His alias channel, Alex James. He's disappeared. And you know why? Because he realised that Triple B got some clout, as he'd say. He loves his cliches. Some clout and content going out. He knows I've got a lot more in him. He's like, blood clot. I'm, under suspicion about Kinahan. I've got this new alleged role. He never gets paid for any of his roles. Well, he get paid for some of it, but not the Kinahan charity role. Is allegedly, I don't know, it's called Meta Visionaries. I don't know what these Egypt's done. I've looked quickly, but yeah, Spencer, man. You know what? Spencer, you're going to get dug out again. I'm sorry, bro, because, you deserve it. You're a wrong'un. Triple B digs out wrongs. He doesn't dig out nice people, does he? At all, ever. I got loads more on you, including all the old messages you sent. And you were very disrespectful about some big people. Boxers, I mean. Very, very unpleasant. Anyway, this is not about Spencer Fear. So anyway, so I left my basement. For like usually, yeah. Usually I will always leave the basement, yeah, because I've got to take my boy Tyson, my dog, out for a walk, and go to the local shop, pick up some like groceries or ready-made meals and whatnot. Tyson a bulldog, as I said, and you know he don't like walking, bruv. Yeah? Sometimes the man refuses to go out. He's so lazy, man. And you know, I guess he kind of likes a neat life too. He just sits there, blood. Yeah. I got a little balcony type thing on my flat, so occasionally you're just kind of, you know, happy just to go out there and you know, do a wee or take a dump, and then he'll crash out again. You know, he loves the neat life. But yeah, I do force him to walk. So, and it was a depressing experience. So I decided to go out further than usual into the horror of the real world, away from my mother's basement. And you know what? I walked past all these things, man, and you know, it was extremely. When I say depressing, I mean, you know, blood clot. I just couldn't believe the degeneracy, man. Yeah? No wonder, you know, no wonder I became a neat. And I go out in the real world and see what's going on. Yeah? I see rude boys, you know, smacking their lips together, talking, I don't know, indecipherable kind of stuff. Yo, mo do mother do it, motherfucker, big snood in it, yo, blood in it, blood. Yo, big snood. I ain't got a clue what they're talking about, these folks. You know, I mean, obviously, they're youths. Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen, you know, a bunch of overweight people with awful tattoos all over their legs and some of them on their heads and, you know, it's just obese people. Yeah. I see one overweight, ugly guy. Yeah, I sat down in the park and he had of no discernible race. I got no idea what he is. Yeah, with a baby. His baby and his baby mother. Okay? I was quite near to him. And I seen on his wrist, no joke. Yeah, he had I think it was the King of Hearts or something like that. He had on his wrist, I love my queen, your king. And on her, yeah, I mean not the wrist, you know the bit, your hand in between the thumb and the forefinger, she had the same thing with you know, the Queen of Hearts. And I said, I love my Kang. I mean, and they're sitting near me in the park, and they obviously start arguing and pointing at each other and accusing each other of doing this and yeah, why are you messaging that man in it? Yeah, why are you on Tinder? You know, this kind of nonsense. And they're pointing at each other and cussing each other off, and you know, eventually the Kang of Hearts stormed off and grabbed the fags, yeah? And the Queen is screaming, come out with my smokes, innit? Give me my smokes, blood. I need some smokes. And the Kang turns around and says, yeah, allow it, fam. Walks off. I don't even know what allow it means. I think it means like, I don't know, like oh, let it go or drop it or, you know, leave me alone, innit? I don't totally know, man. But it was quite funny. Anyway, I'm just turning around like, I'm hoping the Queen doesn't see me laughing my batty off because she looks so angry with the, you know, with the stupid tattoos, and I know she'll start cussing me up, and then maybe I have to deal with a Kang and knock him out. But yeah, I mean, this is allegedly normal society. And damn, all I say, and I see all these stupid piercing young girls. Some of them look under 18, you know, with stupid tattoos and sayings and badly coloured hair, and I mean stuff like blue and red, and vaping, and you know, I mean, I walk away and this. I see some poor tramp in the park. You know, he's probably only like, you know, I don't know, in his 30s, man. He kind of look young, but sitting there with his, you know, 4-pack of strong cider, yeah? And he had this complexion like uncooked streaky bacon, right? Like not healthy, you know. His skin looked aged. Yeah, I felt a bit sorry for him because I'm not giving him money, obviously. You know, I asked him if he had a Cash App. No, but really, I mean, you know, I feel sorry for these people. No one becomes a degenerate drug addict, alcoholic without some kind of bad story. Yes, there are some wrong ones, like the rich people that are really spoiled. But, you know, that's a tragedy in itself. Anyway, this guy obviously wasn't rich. With his White Star or whatever it was, I don't know what cider it was. I see some huge obese people, yeah, in the park on these mobility scooters. You know the ones I mean? Yeah, blood clot. It's like 2000 AD. You remember that comic, man? 2000 AD. Had Judge Dredd and Road Trooper. It's like Judge Dredd in 2000 AD, and all these lost, complete losers and bums and obese people and stupid hair. Obviously, without the flying cars and technology, but I was shaking my head. Anyway, sorry to go on, man. I've got to tell me fans about me day. I went in one pub, just have a pint, man, and just settle down and I see that. I look around. There's quite a good-looking guy, no homo, yeah, with this kind of aging like ting tong type, and usually like Oriental ting tong type things. They don't age badly because they look young and their skin is it doesn't seem to be affected that badly by the sun. Okay, yeah. I had a quick chat, because this guy told me like his dog, and we chatted briefly and. Then to my horror, my autism kicked in. And I was looking at my phone, actually looking at YouTube, looking to answer some comments, and I started singing, "Me so horny, oh, me so horny, me love you long time." I sweat. Before I had, a chance to stop myself, I was a bit ashamed at that, but I felt bad. But I felt bad. I didn't look at them. They probably did hear. But I felt a bit shamed up. But also, I was trying not to laugh at my own autism. Yeah. Anyway, so this is my final story of the day. I spent about 2 hours, man, on the road, man, the hard road. Yeah. So I'm waiting to cross the road. Or like I'm running up to it, and the lights have just turned red, right? But there's an old lady in one of them electric wheelchair type vehicles, yeah? And this I don't know if I can use the word retard without getting smoked, but there was one of these imbeciles being pushed in a wheelchair by a carer, yeah, So I think, yeah, cool, man. They're crossing the road. I cross with them, yeah. And then some blood clot cyclist starts shouting, and he doesn't stop. He just swerves around the imbecile, in the wheelchair. It's really out of order. The type. Head to toe in that tight, garish spandex lycra. Slight. Not really in shape. Like a bit of a belly, skin. You can see he's not. An athlete. Them tights, but they still insist on wearing the tight spandex. Anyway, so obviously I called him pussy, yo, yeah, and I did the signal. I'm trying to be careful with my language, the whacking off signal to him. And then the guy behind him was a car, right? Some middle-aged guy winds down the window, starts blaming me, pointing at the lights. The lights were red, and I was like, it's ridiculous, man. They had only just turned red. And this old person and an imbecile in a wheelchair. Okay? He's what can I do, man? So I turn around and say, this old lady, yeah, and there's another person, and I almost spurge out again. I'd used the retard word in a wheelchair. But I eventually I used the word disable, and I call him a blood clot, a bomber clot. I told him to go F himself in as many words, and I quite aggressively told him to be safe. Anyway, obviously he just drove off. But can you imagine? Literally, the roads were quite clear. Not allowing, yeah, an imbecile in a wheelchair with a carer and an old lady in a slow electric chair, and getting angry at them because, they delayed their journey by 1 or 2 seconds. I felt quite righteous, and I wanted to kick off, but anyway, that was the end of my 2 hours out in the real world, man. No wonder I stay in the basement of my mother. I mean, you know, no wonder I became a NEET. It's just these horrid. Is this the normal world out there? When did it become like this? When? Some people say 2001 things start to get real bad. I don't know. I thought it was a bit longer, maybe 2000 and. I mean, it goes slowly. Everything goes a bit slowly, right? Especially when it comes to posing people out. I think maybe I would get to about 2007 and things started to turn weird, you know, and then people would become self-righteous, over-medicated, constantly talk about, you know, their problems and how self-centered, stupid tattoos, all this nonsense. I think about 2007 is reasonable. And, you know, defending Batty business. I remember there's some guy I remember on my Facebook, and I knew him in real life, and he's like saying what a disgrace I was, because I took the mick out of what's that thing that used to do the decathlon and then changed and became like well, it's impossible, but it allegedly became female. Well, it used to be a decathlete, man. What's it called? I can't remember. It's part of that whole degeneracy, the Kardashian family. But yeah, you know, because I took the mick. And he's like, oh, how can he be so this phobic, that phobic? What happens if you have a Batty man's son? Like, well, it's not going to happen, is it, man? Because I ain't going to abuse it. And you know, get me. And I ain't going to, you know, I'm going to bring it up properly. Oh, you're disgusting. You know, blood clot. Obviously, I don't talk to this guy no more. I mean, I'm like, you know, wallow in your own indoctrinated misery and mud. Anyway, that was my day. Going back to Claressa Shields. I don't know, man. She's getting on the Corey business, and allegedly it's a woman, so she shouldn't have no Corey. As I said, we need to get Tyson Fury, you know, the Royal Crown Corey inspector, over there ASAP. Because it would be unfair if Claressa had a Corey. And Savannah Marshall, she doesn't have a Corey. Because, as I told you, one of my boys, you know, was in a hotel room, and, you know, he heard Huey Fury taking care of business, and Peter Fury with a cup to the door to make sure that, you know, like an animal looking at if the stud's doing the business, making sure that Hugh was taking care of business. You know, so they can have a heavyweight champion. So Savannah definitely hasn't got a Corey. So I don't think Tyson Fury needs to inspect it. And obviously, Huey knows because he's been there. There's no need for a Corey inspection. Claressa Shields, however, but I believe needs a Corey inspection. A Corey inspection. Just to make sure, you know. So, yeah, I think I'm going to email the board and tweet Tyson anyway. Anyway, guys, peace, man. It's a bit of a ramble, but, you know, hopefully it's an interesting story. I don't know, man. I'm staying in my mother basement now. Yeah, with only one light on. You know, terrified of the outside. How can people live in this normie, sick, blue-pilled, crazy world, man? I don't know, man. Anyway, please, likes, because like costs nothing, as Claressa said. Peace.